¿Qué pasa YouTube? 6fthax here. Happy you guys today. A pretty good Wi-Fi battle that I had against TaceBreeze. Of course, if you guys do enjoy the video, make sure to hammer arm that like button down below and to answer the question of the day. Shouts out to the homie top tier boy for that one. And if you guys do not know who TaceBreeze is, his channel link is going to be down below as well. So check him out and my boy top tier boy. I got this match off of my Discord, which you guys can definitely come join me on, because a link to that's also down below, and a link to the thread where I got this team should be down below too, because I'm pretty sure this is a team that is not mine and it's not one I got from Harris, because at this point like all my teams are running together from like ones I make, ones I get from friends, and ones that I like off of the Smogon forums, and just yeah. Anyways, the biggest threats I saw on Tace's team going into this battle, easily Specs Ash Greninja could be a huge problem. Even Protein is a humongous issue. And then maybe Kartana could be an issue depending on the set that it's running. If it's SD, then I definitely have to watch out for that. Trick Room Magirna is also terrifying. So he leads off with Landorus. As I lead off with my Zygarde, I go straight for the Toxic as he decides to go for the Stealth Rocks. Turns out I'm actually faster than him, as I'm going to be able to sub here before he's able to Toxic me. And the fact that he has Toxic is pretty interesting, because this means he probably doesn't have the Hidden Power Ice for my own Landorus, which is some really nice information to know, because this Landorus on this team I believe is more offensive as opposed to defensive. So I decided to just be aggressive here and I go for the 1,000 arrows. Just wanted to chip down this Landorus. In hindsight, I probably could have gone for the coil, now that I think about it, because I could have been at +1 defense on whatever came in, and then depending on what he brought in, then I could have probably gone for 1,000 arrows again, or I could have gone for a coil, maybe even just Toxic the incoming Garchomp as he does here. I was pretty positive that if he did want to break my sub, or if he did want to try and U-turn, he would try and U-turn into either Garchomp or the Greninja. So as he does break my sub with the Dragon Claw, I did think about going for the substitute there, but I really didn't gain too much by doing that, although I do now know he is Life Orbed, and this is a little bit scary because now I'm in a bit of a tough predicament. I can easily switch into my Ferrothorn, but because he's Life Orb, there's a chance that he could have the Fire Blast, which obviously that would be really bad if my Ferrothorn got caught on a Fire Blast switch. And so I actually make a really aggressive play here, and I predict him to not go for a Dragon type move. So I decided to just go for the 1,000 arrows, because I just wanted to wear down that Garchomp with Life Orb. 1,000 arrows and toxic damage, Garchomp would have been extremely low, but I'm actually able to catch the incoming Greninja, which is pretty nice. This is where if I did maybe coil, it would have been pretty good, because I could have got off some more damage on the Greninja, as he makes a really nice double switch here into his Garchomp. I make a switch into my Mawile, because Mawile really isn't doing entirely too much in this battle so long as he's got that Landorus. Although yes, it is toxic, he can just safely switch it in to intimidate me and just eventually wear me down with the potential Rocky Helmet as well. So I'm just gonna go for the safe Sucker Punch here. I was really close to going for the Play Rough there. My brain was screaming go for Play Rough, and if I had gone for the Play Rough, this Greninja would have been absolutely nuked and just put down, which would have been amazing for me in this match. But because he went for U-turn, I now know that he is Ash Greninja, which is still kind of scary, especially if he can activate his Battle Bond and it gets too late game, because potential Specs Water Shuriken could still wreck me, as I catch the incoming Landorus with the Play Rough, get off a huge amount of damage, and he's starting to get worn down by the Toxic as well. And because I now know that he doesn't have the Hidden Power Ice, I'm just gonna make the switch directly into my own Landorus. This way I can get on my own Stealth Rock, so I can even the playing field, and his team can now start taking residual damage as well, which is going to be pretty good. So he ends up going just safely for the Earthquake, which wasn't a bad play for him to make. I thought about maybe going for the Stone Edge here so I couldn't get Toxic, but I think in the long run of the battle, getting up rocks so I can get off that extra little chip damage is a lot better than just trying to knock out the Landorus in front of me and avoid a Toxic on my Landorus here. So he is able to Toxic me, but in return, the Toxic from my Zygarde at the beginning of the battle will be able to knock him out. So that's really good. This is now one less thing I do not have to worry about, as in comes the Alakazam, and this Alakazam is actually a little bit terrifying, because if it gets up behind a substitute, there's a 90% chance that it's going to take down 2 Pokemon with it potentially, or at least take down 1 Pokemon that I could still use in this matchup. Because what I could have done here, and what I should have done, now that I think about it, was switched into my Mega Mawile, because then that way I could have just scared him out with Sucker Punch, and he doesn't really have a good switch into my Mawile as it is. So then I could have potentially play roughed a potential switch out, or if he wanted to try and substitute playing around Sucker Punch, then I could have broken the sub. But I was mainly fearing him going for the sub. Luckily he doesn't knock me out with the Psychic, but because he did trace my Intimidate, he's able to live the Earthquake as I bring in my Mawile. I'm just gonna go straight for the Sucker Punch. I don't want to mess around with this thing. Alakazam could still prove to be a bit of a problem, and luckily enough I'm able to knock it out, get the world's most useless crit, because I'm pretty sure that Sucker Punch from Mega Mawile to Mega Alakazam kills like 5 of them. So he's gonna bring in the Kartana here. I really wish that this was my the Mega Mawile team with Fire Fang, because I definitely would have Fire Fang right here and just nuked this Kartana, but I'm going to be forced to switch out here as I bring in my Ferrothorn. He goes for the Swords Dance, and the fact that he went for Swords Dance automatically told me, alright, this thing has got to be Z move. Now the question is he going to go straight for the Z move, or is he going to predict me to protect or switch out? And I wanted, you guys have no idea how much I wanted to bring in Gengar here. My brain was telling me, bring in Gengar, make the play. He's not Smart Striking, he's not Leaf Storming. He's either gonna Sacred Sword or Z-move all out Pummeling, and then unfortunately I just leave in my Ferrothorn and it dies. Another play I could have also made was to switch into Mega Mawile, because I still have use for my Ferrothorn, because it can switch into his Greninja as long as he doesn't have the Hidden Power Fire. So I can bring in my Gengar here. I'm just going to go safely for the Shadow Ball. This kind of sucks because now he can bring in Magearna, and if this is Trick Room, he could probably win the battle right here. So that's not good at all as I go for the Shadow Ball. Luckily doesn't do any damage to this Magearna, and that tells me that this thing is definitely Assault Vested. So I'm going to make the aggressive switch into my Tapu Koko here, expecting him to maybe want to go for the Flash Cannon, or expecting me to, not the Flash Cannon, but maybe go for the Volt Switch, or predict me to switch into something else, as he ends up getting off a pretty decent amount of damage on my Tapu Koko. That is fine. All I need to do right now is just go for the Thunderbolt, because he has no switch-ins, and I learned my mistake from last time. I have a move to hit Tapu Koko this time, because luckily this team had Hidden Power Ice. So even if he brings in his Garchomp here, I'm just going to nuke it with an HP Ice, and that's going to be really good because now I don't have to worry about Garchomp, and it looks like Tapu Koko is in a pretty good spot to maybe win this battle. That Ash Greninja is still definitely a problem because obviously he can't go safely for the Water Shuriken, so I'm going to be forced to switch out here, and I'm going to bring in my Mega Mawile kind of as Death Fodder, kind of knowing that I could take more than 2 Water Shurikens, so he could probably not Mega Evolve after this Water Shuriken, and then if I'm able to take 2 more Water Shurikens, I can then go for the Play Rough. But of course, bad luck Leo decides to poke his head in this battle, and this turn specifically, and Tace gets 5 Water Shuriken hits, transforming him into a Ash Greninja. Now I do still have a chance to win this battle though, because I'm pretty sure he doesn't have the Ice Beam, so I can bring in my Zygarde here and then go from there, except of course I misclick because I don't know why. I meant to bring in Zygarde. Zygarde was 100% the play here, and then I misclicked on Tapu Koko, and yeah, that's kind of game. There's not really much I can do at this point. Like, Tapu Koko gave me a chance to still win this battle, which was really good, because with Tapu Koko I would have been able to knock out the Kartana and then get off a huge hit on the Magearna, enough to where I could probably put it in range of where Gengar could come in to revenge kill it, and then from there I could have maybe won with Tapu Koko or Greninja. But at this point I have to maybe try and win with Zygarde if I still have a chance to. So I'm going to coil here, as he does end up making the good play there by going for the Swords Dance. Unfortunately, 1000 Arrows does not look like it's going to be a 2-hit KO, which means I am unfortunately going to have to take an extra hit. Now, I don't know if... Actually, I could have been able to outspeed Magearna with Zygarde, so if I had knocked him out there with that 1000 Arrows, and he didn't have the Ice Beam on his Ash Greninja, and I lived a Hydro Pump, I still could have actually won this battle. So maybe it came down to damage rolls there too against the Kartana. Or maybe if I had just made the switch out with my Ferrothorn, I could have saved Ferrothorn and that would have come in handy. Either way though, still good game to my boy TaceBreeze. Again guys, his channel link and stuff is down in the description. Unfortunately, as much as I would love to win with Scarf Gengar here, it turns out he's not Specs. I'm guessing he's Expert Belted. That would have been pretty cool. Maybe Z-Move even. That could be something interesting to try out. But either way, he's going to be able to live the Shadow Ball, knock me out, and that is going to be a 2-0 victory in the opponent's favor. So yeah, good game. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the battle. I definitely think I played well up until near the end, where I kind of accidentally sacked off Tapu Koko. But hey, we all have those moments and we all have those matches. Either way, still a very fun battle. Happy April Fools, guys. Forgot to say that at the beginning of the video. Hopefully y'all have a good day. And tomorrow is WrestleMania, so really excited for that. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the video. Make sure to hammer on that like button down below. With all that being said, guys, I will see you all tomorrow. So later, everybody.
Cause my brain and heart are both tied in the knot, and this hinders me from crying a lot. This causing me to show no emotion. But when I said I cared, I wasn't joking. But I guess it's too late for me to become broken. For now, I'm living with no more pain, tears, or hoping. I'm just coasting. Yeah, I said I'm coasting. No more pain, tears, and hoping. For real.